Suka o gadgets nga wala gamita. Nganong ta maglansya sa tanan mga sinina. Dagino ta ang refaya pirmi abrisirado.
Magdagino ta, pahinumdum kanimo.
Ikan sa sipalko.
Suka o gadgets nga wala gamita. Nganong ta maglansya sa tanan mga sinina. Dagino ta atong power supply kulang kaayo.
Magkahiusa, pahinumdum kanimo.
Ikan sa sipalko.
Sa panahon nga gamayra ang supply sa kuryente ug mahal ang pagpalit niini. Magkahiusa. Dagino ta. Click on sipalco.com for more. Pahinumdum kanimo.
Ikan sa sipalko.
Alright, so welcome for another episode of Musika Lokal podcast. So, welcome guys and good afternoon. And it's already 3:05, so medyo late tayo ngayon pero okay lang yun. So, yeah, another episode 23 of Season 3 ng Musika Lokal podcast. At ang guest natin ngayon is ang gitarista ng bandang Pulsing Chunky from Iloilo City at isa sa mga heads ng Indie 033 Collective. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome JP Sapanta. Bro, kamusta?
Oh, good. Salamat. Thank you for the opportunity, Musika Lokal. Thank you. Salamat. And good afternoon sa lahat ng nanonood, nakikinig.
Yun. And I would like to say if isa sila si JP at si VC kung ano yung Musika Lokal ngayon, inspired from sa kanila dun sa Son of the South. Oh, Son of the South, yun.
Salamat. Thank you then. It's an honor. Salamat, bro. Salamat.
So, bro, let's get on to this. Paano ka ba nagsimula sa music? Ano ba yung roots mo at paano ka na-involved sa music scene?
Okay, so way back 2014, late bloomer kasi ako sa eksena. So I have this bands dati. 2018 pa, I have this band sa amin na parang garage band lang. Doon lang sa amin, tumutugtog. Kasi at that time, medyo slightly merong band explosion again at that time. So, everyone, halos lahat gusto magkabanda. And so, yung sa amin, binuo lang namin doon sa garage yung namin. Tapos, 2014, I was invited to play sa isang unplugged gig. And that was also the first time I have seen a live gig. Kasi akala ko dati yung pag nababanda ka, diretso na recording label, tapos meron kang album, original song. So parang ganun. I don't have an idea talaga of what the scene is at that time. Until I was invited by a good friend of mine, which is, his name is Richard. He's actually a tattoo artist in outside the Philippines right now. So he invited me to play as a guitar player. So bago pa noon, I was so nervous at that time. So yun, yun yung nag-open sa akin sa thought na this is what I want. I want this type of activity for myself. So doon na nag-start na naging active ako sa eksena. And after a while, I reached out to one of the organizers ng event na yun, which is shout out Manay Bart. Kasi Manay Bart is one of the mentors halos lahat ng mga uprising band dito sa Iloilo. He's building most of the bands kasi like from a starting band talaga. So he's promoting them by getting the monthly gigs. So nung nag-reach out ako kay Manay Bart, sabi ko I have this band, pwedeng magpa-sign up sa mga gigs nyo. And he told me, yes, pero mas mabuti if mag-reach out ka sa mga org. Kasi at that time, 2014, maraming org na nagbi-build ng mga different genres ng banda sa Iloilo. So to name a few, merong naka-focus sa metal scene, which is yung grindhouse productions at that time. So lahat ng mga metal artists doon nagpe-play. May gigs sila, may event sila. Tapos sa mga hardcore, metalcore naman, merong Horns Up Productions. And at that time, we don't know just yet kung anong genre we're gonna be playing around. I'm highly influenced by new metal bands. Musical hero ko talaga yung Linkin Park at that time. So who's not really into Linkin Park at that time. So I'm highly influenced by new metal. Kaso, the problem was, wala akong members na kukunin na who can play such music. And so, as a result, I was advised by Manay Bart na, why don't you reach out to Iloilo Rock Community? So, Iloilo Rock Community is a collective of different artists in different universities at that time. So may mga banda din, doon ko nakilala yung si Marky, yung bassist ng banda ko ngayon, which is Pulsing Chunky, si Pablo, yung vocalist ng Pulsing Chunky. The Pulsing Chunky themselves, doon ko nakilala. So I was an outsider kasi at that time, I'm no longer at school. I'm already working na. So when I was invited in, I just pushed myself, literally pushed myself to be at that scene. And luckily, these gentlemen, kasi si Pablo, yung vocalist namin sa Pulsing ngayon, he was also one of the parang head ng org. So he welcomed us as well. Well, ako, kasi wala akong members at that time eh. I was just playing in a garage band. So I'm not part of any university at all. So I think to myself na outsider ako. So I pushed myself to be on that prod. Nung in-accept ako ni Pablo, there was series of gigs na that's happening for the scene. So I need to build my own band at that time. So kinuha ko yung mga kabanda ko dati sa doon sa barangay namin ngayon. And luckily the members that I got, good friends of mine, are playing new metal songs then. Yeah. They love listening to new metal. So the first band that I got in, tapos nagplay kami live gig, was with a band called Dead Trigger. So we were playing cover songs ng Slapshot. We're playing cover songs ng Valley of Chrome. So and Hounds Den. So at that time, like everyone else, everyone wanted to be a guitar player. At that year, I don't know if anyone can relate to me in that. Halos lahat gusto maging guitar player. And I was a late bloomer. I played guitar probably when I was a fourth year high school student, because I'm trying to para mapansin ng crush. So kailangan kong
yun.
and in fairness, no, sa lahat ng nanonood, if you wanted to date your crush,
Mm.
learn how to play an instrument. Kasi it
Yun.
pans out very well. For myself, kasi personally, when I did that, yung ex-girlfriend ko, which is now my wife,
Mm.
you know, doon yung bonding moments namin. So, anyway, moving on sa, moving back sa, ano, sa eksena. So, yeah, we played a couple of songs from Slap Shop, and this is still the production of IRC, which is the rock community, and at the same time, Money Bar Studio. So, yun, collectively, we formed that band, and as years passed by, kasi yun nga, no one would like to play other instruments than guitar. So, meron kaming drummer at that time, kaso hindi niya kayang umalo ng parang staff shop.
Oh.
So, we got a session drummer, which is the guitar player of Pulsing Chunky, si Justine, to play drums for us.
Mm.
Yun. So, that time, parang halo-halo na. So, no one will sing. Walang kakanta. And I'm not a good singer, pero I have to kasi I wanted to push myself to be in the scene. So, I have to learn how to sing.
Mm.
Pero at that time, I was also into hip hop. So, and new metal. So, I was rapping na din at the same time. So, yun lang. That was the start of me playing sa eksena. And then as, over the years, nag-evolve na din siya. So my involvement sa scene medyo, yung network lumaki na din. And I think as years pass by, kasi may mga eras na nagba-band explosion eh. Back
Oh.
in the 90s, nung sa start yung Eraserheads, Porok and Edgar, na yung bigla. And then 2000, nag-blow up yung Greyhound, Staff
Mm.
Shop. And then after na mga late 2010, nun nagsimula na yung probably yung mga, I think, December Avenue.
Oh. Yeah.
Meron yung Kaya Lily and stuff. So parang yung trajectory ng eksena, it evolves over time. And then may part doon sa timeline na medyo nag-die down yung scene. Kasi maraming lumalabas ng mga, I think party genres,
Mm.
mga EDMs, So, yun, so parang nahinto siya. Pero hindi naman siya nahinto na super long. Merong gigs din, At yun yung kagandahan sa mga DIY na org. Kasi they're trying to pull events as much as they can
Oh.
just to keep the scene alive. So maraming eksena na maraming prod doon na they're still trying to keep up with the culture. And so yun yung si Manny Bard is one of them, na even despite the fact na he's trying to pull it by himself, pero nakakaya niya kasi maraming support pa din. Yung support system niya is really the bands themselves, to a point na maraming bands, maraming prod na din na naengganyo sa ganong style. And so, yun, after which, parang yung big, I don't know if I call it big break, pero yung parang yung highlight, one of the highlight nung nagbabanda ako is when I was invited to form a band. 5-piece siya, to play songs that is outside of our comfort zone. Pero one of our favorites na genre. So I was invited to form a band with these 5 folks, these 5 talented gentlemen, that I'm really a fan of. So I was invited there. Ang goal is to create or to play kamikaze songs, to play fast songs, and I was amazed because outside sa new metal, trip ko din yung mga ganong genre. And so nung na-invite ako doon, whenever we were trying to pull a name for the band, but for some reason, parang magically it just came to us na may mga tawag dito, may mga I forgot, yung may mga term na palagi nating ginagamit, as our daily conversation with people. So at that time, parang out of the blue, I don't know if the other members can speak to this, pero for my as far as I can remember, when we are creating the name, parang ano siya, parang out of parang it came naturally.
Oh.
So the band was Shoreball. So Shoreball was formed at that time. So parang doon na nag-start na, if you call it highlight reel at that very moment for me. Yun kasi the history of the band was, and I don't know if VC's watching, if I can speak for the history of the band. So nung nabuo yung Shoreball at that time, we thought it was the first and last gig.
Mm.
We thought it was the first and last gig because we're trying the chemistry of five different people in five different bands at that time. So we're trying to pull it off. Kaso meron talagang element na parang hindi siya nagbabagay.
Oh.
We don't know why. You know, for no reason, we don't know why parang hindi siya nagja-jive in. So we thought, the five of us thought, it was just like yung parang side gig, you know, or like one-time gig. So we thought that was the first and the last gig. And then back to the original bands na kami after that. And then came the year after, parang nag-invite yung Horns Up Productions, which is the production sa Iloilo at that time that builds metalcore and hardcore musicians. They invited us over if we can play as Sureball at that time. So I think it was holiday mash, I think was the name of the event. So parang nag-tease lang na nag-post yung Horns Up Production na we're having a gig, something like this. Parang nag-tease lang sa comment section na so tara, gusto niya try one more time na mag-play. Pero at that time, apat na lang kami kasi the other guitar player has his own priorities na at that time. So apat na lang kami nabuo. And then we decided to let's give it another try. I think that was 2015 or 2016 if I'm not mistaken. And when we jammed, dun nabuo yung mga first songs ng Sureball at that time.
Paano ba yan naka-decide bro sa genre ng Sureball? From kamikaze to metalcore.
That's a good question. Actually, hindi pa metalcore siya. Parang ano lang, tawag pa nga dati namin doon happy rock na genre. Kasi we just wanted to play something na we can freely be ourselves, na bahala na, we just wanted to mosh, or we parang gusto na namin masayang tugtugan lang. Hindi pa metalcore yung ingredient ibigay namin. Pero may mga original songs. I mean, like we have a couple of songs na we started playing and I think at one point in time na record siya namin din. Pero mga unreleased na songs na yun. Di na yun napunta sa original lineup ng Sureball ngayon. So at that time we did not decide na ito yung genre natin. We just wanted to play things na what we think we're comfortable of collectively as the band. So parang lumabas na sa naturally na meron siyang mix of punk na hardcore na may pagka new metal. Halo-halo na kasi yun yung mga influences ng members. So yun, we were playing a couple of songs and then we thought na it can work. Pwede pala. So fast forward, we started creating our own music. May mga band member change na din in time. And then come 2016, if my memory serves me right, that was the first time we released our first full-length album, which is Attack Mode. And I can say that was one of the surreal moment for myself. Kasi who would have thought na someone who was an outsider sa eksena can be part of this group and even have their own full-length album. It's a dream for someone as a musician to have a full-length album.
Oh, bro. Oh.
And then it was released on Spotify pa. It's like,
Oh.
man, it was surreal.
Mm.
And ang kagandahan doon kasi yung album na yon DIY siya. Like
Kayo lang yung
halos lahat.
nag-record. Mm.
Yeah, we shell out money for it, out of pocket talaga. Lahat, distribution ng CDs, wala
Mm.
kaming we asked for some help siguro with friends. Pero when it was recorded sa Backbones recording, shout out kay Jairo. He's our engineer that time sa Bacolod.
Ah.
DIY lahat, like lahat ng from CDs, events.
Mm.
We asked for sponsors dun sa event itself, yung album launch na mismo. Pero at that time parang walang mahirap kasi hanap yung support system sa mga the bands outside of Manila.
Mm.
We have that's the reality we have to face. Up until now, I think we're still feeling the selective kumbaga kung merong grid yung eksena, most of it is really from Manila or Cebu. No, although may mga active scenes din sa locals, even siguro sa Cagayan,
Oh.
hirap din mag-build ng ganong platform. So dito rin same din. So we had to shell out our own money for recording, and so we were able to release it.
Mm.
Fast forward 2018, sadly, I need to disengage from Surbol because of priorities. Kasi my family is growing larger, and then at the same time, I have at some point siguro it was also a good call. It was a good call then kasi at that time I got promoted sa work.
Mm.
So I have more responsibilities now. So I had to disengage with Surbol because yun nga sabi ko is I cannot keep the band I cannot hold them off to where they are going. Full scale like full blast sila na okay, we need to do this. May mga plans na si yung banda for the next coming months for releasing a lot of songs. And I cannot make up for it. And and to be honest, even sa recording itself, I cannot even attend recordings na. Kino-cover na lang ng isang yung the other guitar player ng Sureball, which is Sam. So si Sam na lang cover lahat ng parts. Siguro financially I can shell out, yun lang. And I can play the live performance. Pero in terms of recording some of the songs hindi na. So yun, I have to disengage with Sureball 2018. I have to focus on my career, my professional career, day job. And then pandemic came.
Mm.
Everyone was holed up with a lot of things. Tapos yun, parang dahil doon na-open siya to opportunities na folks can play at their house. Doon maraming I'm also amazed with the fact na yung diversity ng musicians is one of a kind. Kasi yun nga, they find ways to still play kahit na recorded siya.
Oh.
You're gonna see them in boxes sa screen. So it was amazing doing that. Paano nila nagawa nun? They can pull it off. So I'm sure na at that time siguro madami ding banda na nabuo dahil sa pandemic. Kasi you have the time, you have the luxury to create music on your own sa bahay nyo. And then came 2022. Yun na, came 2022. I was invited to play in this band na I'm a fan since 2014. So I was invited to play with them kasi comeback gig nila after 5 years of a hiatus. So comeback gig. So we had to make it worthwhile. And fan ako since 2014. So with that shout out when the vocalist messaged me na if I can play, walang split second. Yes, go. I can do that. So we played, I think that was April of 2022 when we played collectively. And then right there and then we knew that there is something that we need to do. So after that, we decided to really make it a serious note na. Kasi at that time parang we as band members parang gusto lang namin tumugtog sa mga gigs and stuff. But we wanted to take this down to a different level of seriousness. So that's when Pausing Chunky actually recruited me as a
Mm.
guitar player. So doon na nag-start yung journey ko as a Pausing Chunky guitar player. And then April nun,
Mm.
and then by in the next couple of months, we just decided after one jam na why don't we start creating our own materials and have a 6 songs EP.
Oh. Yun
And
yung
by
EP,
August,
ano ba tawag? Epithermal State of Mind?
Ephemeral State of Mind.
Ephemeral State of Mind. Sorry.
If you're gonna ask me kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng ephemeral, I think the
Ah.
best person to explain that is yung vocalist, si Pablo. He
Mm.
can actually explain what is ephemeral state of mind.
Ah.
Kaya nga ako yan, mind blown yung title ng EP. Pero those 6 songs, we decided to record it. I think May of
Mm.
2022. Yeah, yata. I think May. I think so. So, May siya. Tapos, we recorded it sa Cerberus Audio PH.
Ah.
Cerberus Records. Shout out kay Doc Alfred. If you guys can, he's actually one of the guitar player of Sureball right now.
Mm. Yung
Si
bagong...
Alfred, yung bagong guitar player. Siya yung utak ng halos lahat ng mga nagre-record sa Iloilo
Iloilo.
ngayon.
Mm.
As far as I can tell, hindi naman ako nag-negate ng ibang recording prod sa Iloilo na. Pero as far as I know kasi halos lahat din sa eksena, goes to Cerberus VH.
Mm.
So sa kay Doc. So we recorded the 6 songs sa Cerberus, and then we launched it August of 2022. Yung 6 songs na yon, and that was a kicker, man. Like holy shit. And I was thinking about it na pwede pala siyang mag-work at that time despite the pandemic and all of those things. So it was a driving factor na din. And it was like scary nga kasi we just released the EP around that time, and then ang kulit kasi ng utak ng vocalist namin, bro. Sobrang wild ng imagination, and then he opened up why not release a full-length album.
Oh, pagka...
Yung mga loko-loko yung kasama ko. Oo, ayun lang. Like, mga loko-loko talaga. Like, normally sa mga timeline ng mga banda, like, you just release an EP, you give it like a year or two para lang mag-sync in sa audience, no? Yung mga siraulo, nung inopen sa amin ng idea na yon, walang second thoughts, walang pause, sabi nila go. So like, teka, we just released an EP, and then 2022, and then by next year mag-release na naman tayo full length na 11 songs. So sabi ko, wow, it was good, at the same time scary kasi yun nga, we lahat ng materials namin, all of it are it all came out from our pockets din. DIY lahat. So, you have to think financially din kung capable kami mag-release. Kasi bibiro yung recording, bro. Like you have to really shell out a lot of money for that. So yun, but everyone decided to go for it, and sige, go. So, yun, last year, it was a year in the making na album. Like 11 songs, all written by our vocalists. And all, I think the brains of the album it came from Pablo. So, lahat talaga ng Pablo, mga talented, no? So, yun, that was the birth of Thought You'd Never Ask. That we recently released last year, December. And then fast forward, yun nga, I've been active sa eksena, and then I don't want to step back. I don't want to say tigil na muna. Kasi ang ganda ng ano ang ganda ng experience eh. For some siguro would think na gastos, would think na waste of time, pagod, tapos hindi ka naman binabayaran. Well, that's the truth. Man, like hindi naman siya ganun ka-easy eh. Like you just have to wait for your time before you get to be on a higher platform. But everything starts from scratch talaga na kailangan mo talaga siyang pagpaguran, gastusan, and all. So, the being in the scene is one of the most fulfilling siguro na factor sa for me personally. And I don't wanna step back for that. So, yun, that was my entire journey siguro for sa scene up until now still active pa din. And I'm happy. Yun.
So sa Pulsing Bro, nag-release na kayo ng isang EP at isang album. Ano naman yung writing process niyo? Sino ba yung nagsisimula gumawa ng
Yun.
kanta?
Si Pablo lahat.
Mm.
Like, kami, kasi may mga day, yun nga, sabi ko, may mga day jobs kami. Very, very tight yung schedules most of the time. Especially na nandun ka sa corporate world. Hirap eh. Kasi yung iba tulog, ikaw gising. It's the other way around para sa iyo eh. So, and you have to sustain your day to day at the same time. Kasi yun, I have kids. So kailangan kong sunduin may mga errands sa family. So we have to really pull it together. But Pablo was very optimistic that we can pull it off. So I think the writing process, it all starts from him. He will lock himself sa kwarto niya for about a month siguro. I think that was as far as I can remember. He just writes songs. Those 11 songs was written like in a span of a month or so. Kompleto na. When he laid it out to us, parang pinifeed na lang kami. So when he laid it out to us, meron ng structure yung song, may this is how it should go, yung concept, yung rhythm section buo na, may idea na siya how the drums would play out, and then we'll practice it. Sa jam na mismo lumalabas yung collective ideas ng lahat, like kasi sa aming lima outside outside kay Pablo, yung drummer namin si Raymond. Now kumbaga he's well inclined sa mga technicals eh, especially on drums. Yun yung nagustuhan ko sa drummer namin kasi pwede siya maging technical in the sense na kailangan nakametro sa lahat, and then kailangan mag-sync siya. And what is a good drum pattern na kailangan niyang lagyan ang song. So, nagiging nabubuo yung kanta if we are in just one room trying to shell out the ideas. Pero laking tulong ng prod talaga ng producer sa recording, kasi may mga ideas, kasi yun yung kagandahan sa Cerberus kay Doc, kasi pag nilayout mo yung tracks mo, nilalagyan niya ng ibang elements. He's teaching us na okay, at the same time na apart from recording it, he's also teaching us na ito yung magandang lagay dyan. So parang may mentorship part na din siya at the same time, na mas mabuti kung ganito gawin, like mabuti pag ganito yung lalagay dito. So it's a box of ideas na ina-uncover namin when we are actually in the studio itself. Iba kasi iba yung natutulong ng sa studio ka. When you're in the studio itself, a lot of ideas are coming into play. And then most especially na you're in a room with talented people, there's gonna be a possibility talaga na you're gonna create a different kind of sound. So everything else, like the foundation of the songs are already being built by Pablo when when it's actually being brought to the studio for it to be recorded,
Mm.
the other elements come into play. So doon ko na rin yung naaral yung mga doon ko na rin yung na parang na-observe, and at the same time knowledge unlocked din para sa akin
Oh.
na they can add synths in the songs, we can add background music in the songs that we can actually utilize na din live at para magiging maganda yung tunog.
Mm.
So that's really in a nutshell yun yung writing process namin. Like doon nagsisimula lahat, and then we'll just play it live whenever it's available to be played.
Sa EP naman at sa album, bro, with a span of 1 year, ano ba yung difference, ano ba yung inad nyo sa album na hindi nyo inad na elements doon sa EP?
Good question. Yung EP kasi it was an experimental moment for us. Kasi um yung roots talaga ng pulsing, they're back in the day, nung hindi pa ako kasali, they're pop punk band.
Oh.
Prior to the EP, prior to the album, meron na silang 3 songs that was already recorded.
Mm.
And it's available in Spotify then. Those 3 songs, apat lang sila at that time. And you can hear the influences talaga. Parang very distinct yung sound na okay, this is the influence. The difference sa EP is that this is the experimental stage where we have to veer away at some point sa nakaugaliang format ng pop punk, pero not totally outside of it. Kasi if you notice nung sa EP namin, meron that was also the first time na nag-experiment si Pabs na kumanta ng Tagalog.
Mm.
Sabi nga niya, he's not well versed in Tagalog songs. And he can think of lyrics, he can think of a verse, he can think of a rhythm in an English format. Pero one of his opportunities to write songs in Tagalog, and he was able to pull it off. 2 of our songs there, which debuted sa EP, yung Gala at yung Andito. It was a turning point for him. Siguro, the way I see it, na he can write songs as such. Pero at the same time, hindi naman siya totally out na sa genre that we're used to play. Parang nag-mature siya in a sense. Pero experimental siya kasi we tried putting a mix of indie na rin at the same time sa ganong format. Came the album kasi when we started the EP, we did a tour sa EP na yon. We call it Tatsu Tour kasi tatlong main act. So kami, Pulsing Chunky, the Queens. I don't know if everyone has heard the Queens, but check them out. They're really, really good. Tapos yung Coffee Drama from Maclan. So the 3 of us went on tour at the same time. Sa Panay, we also came to Cebu, but never in Manila pa. So Cebu was our last stop. When we started releasing those songs in the tour itself, parang nagka-idea na rin to like bring the music one step up sa way of we do things sa EP. So outside sa maturity ng songs, I think influences din na pinapakinggan kasi where else you can actually pull off those kind of ma-format mo yung complete songs other than listening to songs na this is out of the ordinary. And this is something I have to say, and probably some might hate me in saying this. But in context naman, disclaimer lang, hindi naman ako hater ng ganitong format or whatever, because we all came from this. The downside ng tinatawag nilang Manila vibe is that when a band explodes sa Manila, everyone wanted to sound the same. Everyone wanted to be like, So at that time, we learned na when 4 of spades, Kasi sa moment ng Four of Spades, nag-ban explosion din eh.
Oh.
When Four of Spades came into the spotlight, everyone wanted to sound like Four of Spades. Everyone wanted to be influenced by Four of Spades, and this is my personal view. All right, and like I said, no, meron views din ng iba. But everyone wanted to be on that Manila vibe.
Mm.
So the way we see it differently. We want it to be. We need to have our distinct style, and and uh, um and all agreement naman dito yung vocalist namin. I think Pablo and I share the same insights. We don't want it to sound like Four of Spades.
Mm.
And when Dilaw came in, ganun din. Everyone wanted to sound like Dilaw. Lola
More.
Amor,
Oh.
right, Sankis Lola. And I'm not trying to say na ano, I'm not a super well-known musician naman. This is just my opinion. Pero yun nga, everyone wanted to sound like that. And it's not bad. It's not bad.
Mm.
It's in fact, you know, if that brings you good, then keep on doing it. It's still music at the end of the day. Pero there's just a lot of things, there are a lot of bands na magagaling na hindi lang nabibigyan ng ganung focus kasi yun nga, it goes back to the Manila vibes that they're saying na this is how the Manila band sounds. So, dito tayo.
Mm.
Like, ang daming, I can name a few na banda na they are really different from other from other genres then. And then it's like magaling sila but why they're not being pushed through. Kasi yun nga, I mean that's the problem in the scene kasi um kung wala kang support system talaga, when you do it on your own, one point in time mababurnout ka eh.
Oh.
Kasi wala eh. Like, you're doing it to yourself. You're doing it for yourself. Kayo-kayo lang. And then, like, walang support nabibigay ng ng kahit anong fraud man dyan. So, at the end of the day, you know, you're gonna burn out yourself. And then, like, doon na yung turning point ng mga banda din na, okay, you know, let's just stop this. Kasi, parang, hindi na siya nagiging productive para sa atin in other aspect. Yun. So, yun lang yung nahihingangan namin. And that's when the idea of the full-length album na we don't want to sound like the other guys. Pero we wanted to have that distinct sound. But at the same time, back to the roots din. May mga songs din kami na fast songs na back to the roots of how Pausing Chunky started.
Oh.
So parang mixed siya. So parang nag-mature na siya in a different level. Kasi merong other elements na nalalagay like may mga synth na tapos may mga other layers na para mabuo yung kanta. So parang that's why it took a year para mabuo yung like it's gonna na-produce na yung entire album. It took a year bago siya na-release because of those things. No, we wanted to have that kind of we wanted to keep that kind of kumbaga demeanor ng album itself and character niya. So yun siya.
So ngayong June naman bro, you're about to embark sa inyong nationwide tour, right? So can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so thanks. So Buzzing Chunky will be releasing the tour dates probably anytime mid-March siguro. So this is already planned since last year. So the tour is Thought You Never Asked is the tour of our album. And we're gonna go to places that we've never been before. As well. Same places then. Meron Iloilo, but we will kick it off sa Manila. So we're gonna be touring in Manila. Tapos we're also gonna have we're gonna be touring after Manila. I think we're gonna be in I think in Davao. I think that was the next stop. Tapos we're also gonna be doing sana dyan.
CDO.
One of the CDO. We wanted to play there and wanted to see you guys in person. So CDO, meron din kami Bacolod, Silay, of course Panay, places Rojas, Aklan, Antique, and a lot of places. Also, we're working on something sa Baguio at the same
Mm.
time. So we wanted to release some songs in Baguio. I mean the tour itself is in Baguio. So it's being planned right now. We're talking to different organizers to get us a slot for that tour dates.
Mm.
And so far, nagiging positive responses naman ng na kuha namin.
Mm.
Although yun nga, one thing to note na all of these are all DIY talaga.
Oh.
It's our tour, so lahat ng operational expenses and stuff also sa amin pa din nanggagaling. So yun nga,
Mm.
it takes us mid-year before we push for the tour dates kasi outside of the tour itself meron kaming we have to save up
Oh.
uh, sa tour mismo. So, yun siya. We'll be seeing everyone. Hopefully, whoever is staying tuned or getting yourselves updated, we'll post the tour dates naman sa page namin.
Mm.
And we're excited to be playing to these places at the same time. So, yun
Yun.
siya. Especially Jan.
Yeah.
I wanted to see you guys in
Yeah.
person.
Mm.
So, planuhan namin yun din. So, yun.
Yun. So aside from Pulsing bro, ikaw, isa ka sa head ng Indie 033 Collective. So paano naman yun nag-start bro?
Okay, Indie 033,
Mm.
in all honesty, kasi gusto namin na siya na maging, hindi siya ganun ka widely promoted na prod.
Oh.
We wanted to start it off really slow. So kaya hindi namin siya, and this is the first time whoever's watching sa 15,000 people who's watching right now. This is the first time we're gonna say na Indie 033 Collective is being founded by, of course, ako and
Mm.
Pablo. Not everyone knows about it because we just wanted it to be like to be exclusive. So it was just built recently,
Mm.
January of this year. Like very recent talaga, very new, very fresh. The idea was we it goes back to the conversation that we had earlier about the scene. Na we're not giving back the worth that we can actually give to the bands.
Mm.
Local bands, I mean. Um like I can say na meron ditong mga banda sa Iloilo City specifically. They are being exposed to different events, which is really good as a promotional factor. No doubt about it. And that's one thing we wanted to aim for the bands at the same time. But one thing that I noticed, and again, some of the folks might hate me for saying this, but I don't care. There was a one point in time that I'm thinking to myself na may mga prod din na they just capitalize on the local acts.
Mm.
We're not giving them the right treatment that they need.
Oh.
I opened my eyes in the reality na I have to play in an event kahit walang tubig, walang pagkain, basta exposure. I have to play in an event. I have to spend a lot of money doing the practice.
Mm.
We have to spend a lot of money for our own resources, yung tinatawag nila na gas effect. We have to spend tons of thousands of money for our equipment for us to sound great and to share our talent,
Mm.
just to shell out money for people na wanted to see us play and at the same time not getting any out of it. And I understand why. I mean, yung prod mismo, they're also struggling eh.
Oh.
I can sense that. I can personally say it. Pero yung factor na if there's a portion we can actually give back to the bands, why not do it? So the collective, that's the idea of the collective na we wanted to give back the the platform, the highlight that the bands need and the artists that we need. And the reason why it's called the collective kasi we're trying to grow that outside the band scene. May mga local artists kami din dito sa Iloilo na they're very good pero hindi lang nabibigyan ng break. May hip-hop artists as well. So it's a collective of talents at the same time. Art, music, name it. So, but we are focusing right now in 4 bands as of the moment. And by the way, just to call, we're not managing the bands itself. No. Hindi kami siya na manage na, okay, this is what you're gonna do. This is in contract and whatnot. No. We're more of like a promotional partners, at booking partners as well at the same time for them. We kind of also shared we can also share some financial views with regards to recording for these artists, and at the same time ano man yung pwede naming ma-sponsor. Pero we're not into a certain notion that we are actually managing the bands. So right now there are 4 bands under the belt of Indie 033 Collective. We have Pulsing Chunky, of course, Aya, Bazooka Boys. Everyone should check out Bazooka Boys, they're great. And Kicking Jeans. So these 4 bands right now under the belt of Indie Collective, hindi siya again directly managed by us. We're just there to promote their music. And one of which is that we're trying to build that kind of platform for our artists locally. Kahit ano kahirap, we're putting those DIY na mga events for them to play outside the exposure. They're being treated right. And eventually if they're in the near future, kung merong funds na yung collective, then we can start playing around with how does Manila do it, right? If they're gonna be inviting bands to play, how is Manila doing it? Like meron bang ano yung setup ng professional fees and stuff, or is it something we can make a deal out of it? So eventually that's where we're gonna be heading. For as of this time, outside of the promotional factor, we're giving them the right treatment na kailangan nila. At the very least, you can give bands that kind of treatment na they have food to eat even before the gig starts. They're being placed on a very nice place event gigs. So they're really being welcomed accordingly. So yun lang. I mean, kasi na-experience namin like in our phase na wala. I mean, this is we're invited to play pero like even the organizers will not say hi to us. Merong experience na ganun. Like, I don't want to name whatever that is, pero like, we're invited to play. Not Pulsing Chunky is one of my bands. One of my bands as well. No? We're invited to play, and then we played. Pero parang like, after that, wala. No one saying hi, no one saying like, okay, you're good. Kailangan mo ng tubig. Stuff like that. With those small gestures, kasi it's a big deal for bands then, bro. Like, you have to acknowledge their talent at the same time. It's not that they're just playing there. Now, okay, it's not like privilege yung banda to play for your event. Na dapat yung banda pa magpa-thank you sa'yo. Like, yes, it's a privilege for us to play in your event. Pero like, at the same time, you are capitalizing on the talent themselves. So why not give them the treatment that they deserve? Diba? So, yun yung mga... And I'm for sure a lot of people will send me messages after this saying it. Pero that's the sad reality that we're facing. And I stop myself in saying that. Sorry naman for those prods who's doing it. Pero hindi, like, parang at least, kumbaga, yung format, yung logistics na binibigay nyo is at the same time equal din sa mga artists na nagpe-play, right? So yun lang naman. I mean, that's the idea of collective. And then plans for the collective for the year, we're just gonna have series of events and gigs while we're building surprise main events in the coming year.
Hindi ba natin pwedeng mention? Sino ba yun?
Pwede na.
Pwede na.
Okay lang ba i-plug, bro?
Okay. Big fan na ako nun eh.
Talaga.
Oo.
So, yeah, an Indie 033 Collective is it's an honor to say na we are inviting and we are actually having Bird sa
Yun.
Iloilo this June 8 playing for their Ocean album tour. So
Mm.
whoever the 14,000 people listening, if you're from watch out, Bird is actually coming and we're bringing Bird here sa June.
Mm.
And then we're gonna have a surprise main event or highlight by December. Anong banda? We're not gonna mention it yet,
Yun.
pero it's one of the promising bands sa Manila. Na I think a lot of the folks that I know is really a big fan of. I think probably you're a fan of. I'm gonna say
Hint na
that
bro, hint,
later on.
hint.
Uh, hindi, sabihin ko off air.
Ah, sige, sige, sige,
I
sige, mamaya.
don't wanna
Sige,
jinx it,
sige.
pero yun. So yun, that was the plan of Indie Collective. And ang ganda lang kasi maraming support din sa Indie Collective. Like, um, si Manoy Bart, he's also helping us from the tech side of things. Ang ganda ng sounds. Talagang sulit yung tugtog ng banda. And then at the same time, shout out ko naman pa yung Bakunawa.
Yun.
Bakunawa is our partner as well sa Indie Collective. So, yun. And then we're trying to build the crew eh. Kasi the idea is just sa aming dalawa lang. All of these are all in our heads ni Paps. We're creative people, pero we need help sa field. So yun, we're getting our crew as well at the same time. Probably sa photography and documentation, meron kaming a good friend of ours, Nico. He's doing covers for the event, so he's one of our partners as well. And merch partners, of course, dami din. Pero like right now, the main one is Bakunawa.
Oh.
Sir Daniel Tinagan. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar of Bakunawa, you can check their page. Ganda. This is one of their shirts just recently released. So, yeah.
Nakita ko yun sa kwan bro, yun sa ads sa Instagram ata yun. Yung Palsing Chunky na promote ko sa Bakunawa. Yun.
Yun. That one, bro. So, yeah. Ganda ng promotional factor din ng Bakunawa kasi madaming reach din kasi quality naman yung shirts eh. So, yun siya.
Yun. So, before tayo mag-wrap up, baka may gusto kang i-shoutout or i-promote from Pulsing Chunky and also to Indie Collective.
Sige, thank you. First of all, thank you Musika Lokal for this opportunity. I think first time na na-invite sa ganitong pod. So, big shout out sa inyo, bro. Like always. So, yun nga, Musika Lokal, guys. They're not just playing CDO artists, but at the same time, independent artists as well across the Philippines. So, check out again. Plans for Pulsing Chunky. This year, we're going to have our Thought You Never Asked tour. We will kick it off in Manila this June. And then a lot of places as well. So for more updates, you can check the page for that. We'll be posting the tour dates soon. Indie 033 Collective, we're going to have series of events. April, we're going to have an event in April. For May, we're also going to have one. And June is one of our highlight where we'll be having Bird June 8th. So please do wait for the posters announcements for that. And then we're also gonna be having one highlight or main event for the year before we end the year. So December, we're also gonna have one artist from Manila who's gonna be invited over as well at the same time. So stay tuned. And other than that, I guess Bakunawa. Shout out Bakunawa.
Shout out.
For the shirt. Thank you. Money Bart Studio and Cerberus Audio PH. Bands in Indie 033 Collective, guys. You can check out Aya PH, Pulsing Chunky, Bazooka Boys, Kicking Jeans, and I think pretty much those are. Media partner Nico as well. So you can check out Nico at the same time. He's gonna be part of the collective as well. And yeah, Doc Alfred of Cerberus Audio PH. So, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yung merch nyo naman bro sa Pulsing Chunky, for example, may gusto mo-purchase. Sino ba yung pwede na
Oh,
ma-contact
yeah.
or saan nila pwede makuha yung merch?
Sorry sa mga brothers ko sa Pulse. I always forget to say na meron merch.
Oh, fan ako nung one bro, yung Iloilo Papunk ba yun? Yung isa sa music video nyo.
Oh.
Ang ganda nun, man.
Salamat, salamat. Yeah, meron kaming merch na Pulsing Chunky shirts. You can check it out sa page namin. Meron siyang dalawang variants. Growing Out of Myself, yung Chris Lacao na design at our collaboration with Bakunawa. It's the Brevity shirt. It's available sa page. You can message the page for pre-orders kasi ubos na yung yung pre-orders naka-release na kami. So, meron siyang DM na sa page for pre-orders or whoever wanted to cop one out, just shoot us a message.
So yun. So ladies and gentlemen, JP Zapanta of Indie 033 Collective and Pulsing Chunky. Bro, maraming salamat sa time mo, bro. And also guys,
Salamat
don't forget to stream ang kanilang mga songs ready and available na sa mga music streaming platforms. So this has
Thank
been
you.
your host, Alfie. Bro, salamat talaga sa time mo. And yes,
Thank you.
kita-kits na naman tayo sa susunod na episode ng Musika Lokal Podcast. Ilang oras na lang matatapos na yung weekend, guys. And be sure to enjoy the rest of the weekend. So, goodbye and God bless.